Hey folks, patch 10.2 is coming out in just a few days, and there are a handful of activities you can do right now to make sure you're fully prepared to enter the Emerald Dream. The most important thing you need to get done is the first chapter of the Emerald Dream campaign, which is already available on live servers. It starts with the quests A Sentinel Summon into Fire Season from Chandris, and completing this is a requirement towards unlocking the new quests in patch 10.2. Unfortunately, progress for this questline is not shared across characters on your account, so you'll need to complete it with every single toon that you plan to use in the Emerald Dream. Thankfully, the quests only take around 10 minutes to complete on each character, so it won't take you very long to get your alt army set up. Speaking of campaign quests, any new or returning players who have yet to finish the Forbidden Reach in Zaralek Caverns campaign should do so now. Completion of these questlines is required in order to obtain the Dragonflight Pathfinder achievement, which will allow you to use standard flying mounts within the Dragon Isles. Provided you've completed those questlines and some other basic prerequisites like exploring Zaralek Cavern, you'll be able to get the Pathfinder achievement super early into patch 10.2 the moment you've fully explored the Emerald Dream. You'll be able to do this in mere minutes once the patch goes live, making the Dragonflight Pathfinder achievement the easiest one to complete in WoW's history by far. The next topic involves farming reputation for the Dream Wardens, which is the next renowned faction that'll be added alongside patch 10.2. Once the patch goes live, you'll be able to complete 2 new weekly quests that involve turning in Dragonflight crafting materials. Each of these quests rewards 250 reputation with the Dream Wardens, and they'll require you to turn in 6 shipments of goods in total. On screen now, you can see me clicking through the various different combinations of materials that you can use to create a shipment of goods, but it doesn't matter which one you choose. I'd recommend just going with whatever happens to cost the least amount of gold on the auction house. If you want a more detailed list of all the materials that you can use to create a shipment, I've made a post about it in the pinned comment on this video. Also, it's worth noting that the quality of the material makes no difference, so you aren't required to turn in 3-star mats. If you're interested in farming for Dream Warden's reputation, I would highly recommend buying the necessary materials for these turn-ins before the patch goes live. Just as a quick note, I want to point out that existing Shadowflame crests will be turned into vendor trash with patch 10.2, and any items from the previous season will no longer be upgradable. It's not entirely clear whether or not this is happening on November 7th or November 14th, but if you have any gear that you still want to upgrade, I'd suggest doing so now instead of waiting to find out. As for the Flightstones, we haven't received official confirmation as to whether or not they'll be reset, so it may be worth farming 2,000 of them just in case they carry over. Either way, it shouldn't be a big deal as it's fairly easy to farm Flightstones. Also, if you were thinking about holding on to any consumables that grant you additional Flightstones, don't bother because those will also turn into gray items after the new patch. Finally, I want to quickly remind players that certain achievements such as Ahead of the Curve or Keystone Hero will be going away upon the release of Dragonflight Season 3. Keep in mind that this won't happen until November 14th, so you still have 1 week to complete your achievements after the Emerald Dream has opened up to players. In addition to this, the change in PvE seasons will make certain items much more difficult or even impossible to obtain compared to right now. I've already put together a separate video discussing the trinkets and other items you should be farming now before the new season becomes available, so if that's a topic you're interested in learning more about, you can find a link to it in the video description below.